to the comic shop. I'll let you read about Cyclops. I'll have you spending all you got. Comicsgate is looking hot. Blacklist.
All right, one more time. Here we go. Left Hand Legit, ready to talk about totally awesome X-Men comic books that do what? They move the needle. And where are we at? I'll tell you where we're at. We're on part 5 of the X-CUTIONER'S song. This is the Uncanny X-Men, number 295 from December of 1992. And business is starting to pick up in the X-CUTIONER'S song. That is for sure. This is written by Scott Lobdell. This is drawn by Brandon Peterson. And we have an emaciated Apocalypse. This is actually really good dialogue. His every step is pain. His slightest gesture, agony. Muscles rend and bones break, only to reset, to be broken again. As withered lungs strive unsuccessfully to separate the stream of air from the river of blood and bile, which seeks savage purchase within his dying frame. Despite this blessed torture, or in truth, because of it, the mutant named Apocalypse has not been this happy in 1,000 years. So where are we in the X-CUTIONER'S song? I'll tell you where we're at. X-Force has fallen, brought down by the combined efforts of the X-Men and X-Factor. Cable is hunted, blamed for the techno-organic virus which ravages Professor Xavier's nervous system. Scott and Jean are missing, apparent victims of Apocalypse. The children of the atom are forced to accept the possibility of Mr. Sinister's claim that one man is responsible for it all. From the moment his master's whip first bit deep into his all-too-malleable flesh, Apocalypse understood the secret of life is not in living, but rather in surviving. It is this one basic truth he has spent a lifetime, a score of lifetimes, trying to impart upon his genetic brethren. Only the strongest survive, ever feasting upon the bones of the weak and unfit. He also learned a long time ago, no one loves a prophet. So he goes to like his little secret cabin in the woods, and he like climbs into this little secret cabin in the woods, and boom, we got X-Men waiting for you, bitch. Big trouble. Big trouble. But, we cut to Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Jubilee is just really, really letting X-Force have it. She is sticking it to him. They put him in these super dorky X-Factor costumes that actually confuses you when you read this. But don't let it confuse you that they're in the dorky costumes. And then, of course, we have, strong guy pulling Jubilee out, and he kicks her out, even though it's not even his house. He's government employees, right? Polaris is super sad because of everything that's going on and the way that they're treating these kids in X-Force. And Havoc is just like, the leader is accused of an attempt to assassinate Professor Xavier, Lorna. Until we can prove their claims that they've cut all ties with Cable, we have to detain X-Force as suspected accomplices. You're really getting into the euphemistic doublespeak aspect of X-Factor's role as government agents. They're kids, Alex. So basically we've got... Let's recap. Illegal immigrants. ICE detention facility. Donald J. Trump. No older than we were when we started out. What happened? Life. Life happened, Melania. Lorna. We have to go. Mike Pence needs us in debriefing. Kiss. Okay, I'm sorry, that's my politics. Am I getting too political in these videos? Let me know in the comments below. Am I not getting political enough? Let me know in the comments below. So we have Psylocke looking over the body of our beloved Professor Xavier as this green moss grows on him. I guess this is the techno-organic virus. It resembles bubbles, green bubbles, or moss. Bromoseltzer. It's like Was he just on an episode of Nickelodeon's You Can't Do That on television? Did he just get slimed? I'm curious. And yeah, she talks and whatever. And so like then we have like this big fight with Apocalypse and the homies from the X-Men. And Apocalypse is just getting stronger by the minute. And he smacks the Beast. And like Aurora, for some reason, is like, must catch Henry, absorb the impact before... And they crash through the window. Though X-Men have a propensity to disregard the wisdom of the ages, Quicksilver, I suggest you pay less attention to the imminent demise of your comrades and more to your own ultimate fate at my hands. Candyman. Someplace else, Strife has all these robot hands molesting Jean. I'm not even joking. It has been hours since Jean Grey was separated from Scott Summers. She has spent every moment since on the run, unable to break the grip of 100,000 servo arms that push and shove and paw and grope. To add to her humiliation, the overwhelming crush of hopelessness is the realization her mutant powers, those of telepathy and telekinesis, are all but useless in her futile bid for freedom. To her credit, she suffers this outrage in silence, knowing her assailant's deepest desire is to hear her cry out in pain and despair. He wants the sound of her begging for mercy to drown out the roar of his joyless laughter. She refuses to allow him the satisfaction. A horrifying feeling, no, to be clutched and clawed by strange, unfeeling, uncaring, alien hands. Not at all unlike, I must assume, what an innocent babe feels when bereft of the love and warmth that is its birthright. Wouldn't you agree? Why have you done this to me? How ironic. I was just about to ask you the same question. Okay, so then we go to the war room at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, and Valerie is trying to explain like who this guy is, but we don't know anything about him. We just know he's called Strife. He's got a lot of power, but we don't know how powerful he even is. And he's been leading the Mutant Liberation Front. Until now, he seemed content with hit-and-run tactics against human-run facilities like the genetic imaging plant in France. With the assault on Professor Xavier and the kidnapping of Jean and Scott, Strife is obviously broadening his horizons. She's super smart. Maybe he's still upset about his missing glove. So they stole his glove in X Factor number 77, and Guido thinks that, yeah, maybe that's what he's all about. And she's just like, at this point, every theory is viable. Because Jubilee's like, you called us up here to say you ain't guessed Zip? I don't know why she uses the word ain't. For all anybody knows, it could be Cable walking around with an ice bucket on his head. That's conceivable. At this point, every theory is a viable one, with the possible exception of the glove scenario. Yeah, thanks, Guido. Before I continue, why haven't Wolverine and Bishop arrived yet? Oh, they haven't. Yeah, I'm playing clueless there, but what's really going on? We got a big fight. So our friends Bishop and Wolverine, they're at the Canadian Department of Security, Department K, trying to break into a file. So they got all these robots they got to contend with, and you know, robots built in Canada are cheap, and but efficient. But not efficient enough to deal with my boy Wolverine and my boy Bishop. Any idea where to find the records we need? My heightened sense being what they are, combined with my ability to read, I'd say they're down this way. Oh, clever, clever! And now Apocalypse is using the ability to alter the molecules in his body to turn himself into Reed Richards with stupid long arms. And that's what's happening here. This is a giant Captain Marvel hand. Poof. Stupid. Or is it Miss Marvel? I don't care which one it is. Tell me in the comments below if you care about the difference between Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. Or if you don't spend your money on that trash. So, you know, Colossus is right. Storm was hoping this battle could have been avoided. I love this. I love Apocalypse's lines, though. Et tu, Archangel? If you've never gotten into Julius Caesar, maybe now would be a good time before you read any more of the X-CUTIONER'S song. Me especially. There's nothing I'd like better than to separate your head from the rest of your shape-shifting body. You muty freak. I added that part. And I would be hard-pressed to find a reason to stop him. But fortunately for you, creature, we realize you represent our best hope of finding Cyclops and Jean. Do you think that the X-Men are secretly controlled by Putin? Think about it. Think about it. Colossus Gate.
Then you have no hope at all. For you see, I did not return home out of some misguided sentimentality. Rather, this estate houses power. Boosh.
And he like blasts them both. Though he would never admit it to another living being, there is very little Apocalypse understands about the alien technology at his disposal. Technology incorporated into the very structure of safe houses like this one throughout the world. I'm lost on the safe house part. If you understand the safe houses around the world and Apocalypse, please let me know in the comments below, because this part really confused me. Maybe I need to read 300 more X-Men books to understand it. I don't know. Maybe you do and can just fill me in the comments. But what he does comprehend, Apocalypse that is, proves to be more than enough. And then he's like got this cool thing going on here. 6 X-Men in under 60 seconds. To think, I felt I'd passed my prime several hundred years ago. What a comedian. Waka waka waka. I should take this opportunity to slay them, to cut the chaff from the wheat. But to slaughter an unconscious foe is so unseemly. So basically he turns into like a James Bond villain who's not going to actually do the killing when he has like the perfect opportunity to do it. The truth of the matter is, the kinetic transference I received is limited at most. It would be best if I am elsewhere when they awaken. And he disappears. A continent away at Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. I'm not sure what continent they're on. Did I miss that? Let's find out. No. No, I didn't miss it. I don't know. Anyway. So, Gambit and Havoc call Cannonball. I know he's not dressed like Cannonball, but that is Cannonball from X-Force. Bring him in here, the old divide and conquer, and you know, if you don't help us, we're all going to be in trouble, and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, not another bullseye. Just take it in. Go ahead. There he is. Tom DeFalco, superstar. Gets his own little strip every single month. Doesn't matter how many Marvel comics you buy that month, it's going to be the same stupid-ass strip with stupid fat Tom DeFalco and his stupid beard. Well, you get something great from Stan. That's always cool. Anyway. So, Cannonball's just like, all right, well, I can offer my help trying to find Cable. I've got some ideas, but no promises, guys. And they're like, well, of course, Havoc, Sam, offering your best is all the professor ever asked from any of us. Or have you forgotten that? Oh, geez, what a lecture. Thanks, Dad. Okay, but anyway, back in Canada, Cable shows up at Department K in Canada, where Wolverine and Bishop are currently at, and he goes in. He's just like, I'm going to steal this data. I'm going to figure out where Strife is. I'm going to track him down. I'm going to kill him, and that's going to be it. But, uh-oh, looks like trouble. We've got Bishop and Wolverine waiting for him, and it's going to be quite a battle between these awesome icons of Marvel Comics. And, side note, oh, look at that. We've got the artists, got their little filing cabinet snuck in there. That's cute. So, we're going to continue the X-CUTIONER'S song in the pages of X Factor number 85. Oh, Larry Johnson. Oh, Dennis Rodman. There it is, guys. There it is. Self-high five. Thank you for Korea, Mr. Rodman. Much appreciated, brother. So, oh, that X-Men game. We talked about that in a previous video. I want to play that. If you own this game when you were a kid, please put in the comments below what it was like. If you enjoyed it, if it was a solid board game. I'm curious to know that. So anyways, there we go. X-CUTIONER'S song, part 5, the Uncanny X-Men number 295. And this crossover keeps going, and it's really solid so far, in the sense that it's not wasting my time as a reader. See, in the Infinity Gauntlet, it was like 52 issue crossover. There's literally like 3 or 4 pages that had anything to do with the crossover, and the rest was just about the characters that the comic book is about. And so it was just kind of a total rip-off. But this Executioner's song is sticking with it, you know. Each comic is integral to the story. Other than part 2 was not so much, guys. Part 2 not so much, but 1, 3, 4, 5, they all go together really nicely. The art is all similar. The only dissimilar thing, like I mentioned, from part 2 was the Jay Lee art, which kind of throws you off because when you look, it's like here's Brandon Peterson's art, here's Greg Capullo's art. They look like they belong together, right? That's what I'm saying, and that's the way that this should be throughout, but not quite. But it doesn't matter because the story is solid so far. We're going somewhere. We're tracking. We're almost halfway through. Part 6, we're going to be halfway through. So let me know in the comments below how you like what we're doing so far, and we'll keep it going right here on Testosterone Overload.